Alright, hope we are live. And we are. That's good. It's good news. Fuck, what a pain in the ass. Every time I've got to reset everything up. Windows, bloody sound. Fuck me dead. This shit is fucking annoying. Anyway, start off with the disclaimer. Hope you all been well. Bit of a crazy weekend for everyone, I guess. But anyway, let's start with the disclaimer. Everything in this video is for general information and educational purposes only. Nothing presented constitutes financial advice, personal advice, or a recommendation to acquire or deal in any financial products. Any examples are illustrative only and should not be relied upon as indicators of future performance, as past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance. Alright, now we've got that shit out of the way, let's get into it. So, pretty wild weekend. Just wanted to run through a couple charts and things like that, just to see where we are in the scheme of things, and just try and calm everyone's nerves a little bit, and just chat about a couple of scalps and a couple of swings I'm into at the moment. I don't know what the fuck that's doing on my chart, so we'll just get rid of that. Alright, so high time frame chart. Let's start at the top. Weekly. So this weekly close is probably not gonna be too bad. We obviously had this massive dump off, which are all probably still holding your asses over, but look, at the end of the day, like, we need to unwind the leverage out of the system, otherwise we cannot go up. That's just the nature of the beast. This is the game we play. Just need to be a bit cautious of it. I didn't realize we were getting so high up in the leverage. I should have thought about that. I thought this little pullback here, this little sweep high, I got pretty nervous on. Started closing out a lot of stuff, and especially well, let's go to this one. So looking at a 12 hour, this is what I like to stick to, as you're probably aware if you watched any of my other videos or in my channel. 12 hour on Bitcoin I like to look at as the guidance for where we are in the market. Double smooth stochastic Blau method I like to use to give me an idea when we're a bit overcooked, a bit undercooked here. So as you can see, we're coming down to the undercooked area, which is good news. If we get the cross here, we might piss about around here a little bit more. I started scaling back in over the weekend. I thought we might have the Sunday afternoon pump, which is starting to become a little bit too reliable, which is a bit annoying because it ends up leaving these CME gaps. So I'll chat about CME gaps. So unfortunately, I was really hoping that Bitcoin would actually close under this CME gap here. Oh, sorry, open for the week under this CME gap here. So CME chart is here. So CME is still closed. So I think it's still closed. I think it opens at 9, doesn't it? Yeah. So we've still got a few more minutes. But the problem is here is we've still got this gap down here. So yeah, CME never closed that, because the main part of that news event happened after the closing of CME. So we've still got this this massive freaking gap below. So at some point we will leave these gaps behind, and yeah, there's not a lot we can really do about that. But at the moment, I still have a feeling that this might get closed today. I think we might have another run back down to 109 and then and close that. And look, every time one of these gaps opens up, I get pretty nervous. I've been pretty nervous this whole way up here. Started scaling out bits and pieces, and yeah, was basically watching the, where are we on the 12 hour I got pretty nervous when we put in this kind of head and shoulders here. So once we put in this little divot here, I really didn't like this swing. That was really just disgusting. So we just poked our head above all-time high, did it again, there it was there, did it again, and then we've basically just come back down. So that's a monumentally shit situation. Started, it was just so strong through here though, so I was very uneasy, to be honest, scaling out so much. I'd taken heaps off here already, so I'd taken out quite a bit of leverage, and was not really that happy about my decision, because it just kept running. And you can see on the on the 4 hour we ended up with this still with this CMA gap below. We ended up with this 9 put in on the 4 hour, so the 2D9 got put in there. You know, some little dojis going on there, started pulling back. I thought, oh yeah, we're just gonna, and then we did this one. I thought, oh yeah, that's a bit of another sort of failure there. We're going to come back down here. So I started winding out a lot of stuff. But then, because we were sitting on this 30-day rolling VWAP, I didn't sell out everything. So I kept in some of it. So while we were traveling up here, I was kind of a bit annoyed with myself that I'd actually scaled out so much, but at the same time didn't want to start trying to jump back in, considering we had all these resistance levels up here. But as you can see, if I'd have been smarter, I probably could have jumped in on any of these. But look, at the end of the day, this was just a stair stepping its way up, and with that sort of strength, it's pretty hard to trade. You know, this is PSD from basically getting screwed too many times. Could have just tried to ride that strength. I remember even chatting to Dax about this here, saying that I'm a pretty bad at picking strength. when we were here, I thought it was strong, just didn't know how strong, and there you go. It just proves how bad I am at picking the strength. Anyway, what I could have done is actually just stuck to my 12-hour double smooth stochastic, which when we're in here, we're only midway up. I think that's when I did my last video 2 weeks ago. Was that right? Yeah, that looks right. So my last video 2 weeks ago, I was probably talking about this, thinking that we were going to come down here, and so I scaled out a fair bit. Look, to be honest, I'd just been really happy with positions anyway, so I'd already got out here, got back in here, scaled in through this bit, got a little bit offside here because this went a bit deeper than what I was hoping, because I saw this come down here and was going, yeah, I'm getting in there. So I got a bit offside here. So once we pumped up here, I was already in such good profit. I just decided to pull most of it out there, and then just unfortunately watch it run up through there. So if I had just stuck to my main indicator here, or for my swings, I would have been much happier. As you can see, we're almost going to do the same thing here. I think we've got this. We've pulled down in. Right, so we're pulled down in. This can go on for another week, guys, down here. So just be careful. We could just come down here, and to be honest, my the best thing that could happen here for me, I think, is for it to come down here. We swing fail the gap, and we get back on with it. This Sunday pump is well, you know, it's good to show that some people are keen for buying, but to be honest, anything could happen here. Good thing is we're above this this high volume, so you can see during that dump, most of the volume smashed this order block here. So there you go, another indication that you probably should map out some of your order blocks. Not that it reversed there or anything like that, but that's where all the all the trading happened. That's where all the or most of the money was changing hands. So it just gives you a bit of an idea of what's really going on behind the scenes. Like, this is where everybody was getting liquidated. This is where everybody's stops were, well, not everybody, but enough people. And this run down here at low volume, that's just because there was no one left. All market makers are out of the market. Everybody's out of the market. There's no liquidity left in the exchanges, and the price is just in free fall because no one had any limit orders or anything in here, or no big ones to stop that cascade. So yeah, everyone must have had their limit orders in here, and then it's just dropped all the way down. Anyway, a little bit of a lesson on order books and lack of liquidity. Very unusual for Bitcoin to have such a crazy dump like that in that amount of time. So even from the main part there, we still had another 9% down. That's pretty nuts. I traded this pretty badly, to be honest. I had stacks of cash and I managed to not buy. When it was up here somewhere, I was pissing about thinking that was the end of it, and was actually looking for some other trades. Had some other shit going on and wasn't really watching this actually cascade down here. If I had have been concentrating on the main charts, I would have just been thrown in spot really hard, but yeah, really screwed that up, to be honest. Too busy screwing around with other things. Yeah, that's the way it is. Anyway, that's a bit of it for the high time frames at the moment. So yeah, as I was saying, my ideal scenario is maybe we here swing fail, come back down, clear this gap, and then go. That would just be beautiful, to be honest. But you never get what you want, or you rarely do. So just need to play it safe. So I've scaled in a fair bit. I've still got some cash. I'll probably start finding money to start throwing in if we start getting down there, just to help things along. I don't think this is the end, guys. There's just too much happening. We've got rates cuts coming up. We've got there's going to be some crazy stuff happening in the next 6 months. Thinking we may get a really nasty pullback at some point if we keep going from here. Not that that wasn't nasty, but it was still only 13%, guys. So if you guys were around last time, there was 30% pullbacks every 5 months or something like that. Just remember that happens, and even bigger ones. That dip in the middle of the two peaks there was brutal, was massive, and everybody shit themselves. So I can just imagine we're going to have something similar to that between now and when Trump gets his boy into the Fed. Then until that happens, it could be a shit show. But anyway, let's not worry about that for the moment. I think we're in good position here. Let's see how this plays as we go in. All right, what do we got here? I've got Solana high time frame. This is a right mess. Let's see what's going on. Oh, why have I got all this shit going on here? Piss that off. I really hate when it does that. Look, Solana's looking pretty good here, guys. Like, it's recovered well. It's just been beaten up the whole bloody time. I think it has good potential. Got backing from a lot of people. So yeah, I think it's going to be a winner in the end. Look, it's going to be a multi-chain world. I think there's going to be, you're going to have the extra security of ETH, and you're going to have the speed and operation of Solana. These guys are going to eventually have better systems to work together, and then both are good plays. Same with Sui, same with Say. They're my big high caps that I'm holding at the moment. So yeah, we can go through that. And just so you're aware, like when I talk about swings, I'm mostly swinging ETH and Solana and Sui, with a little bit of Bitcoin. I'm just using the Bitcoin chart to give me a bit of a idea of the sentiment, and yeah, it works pretty well. But yeah, you're basically running off the high beta plays of ETH and Sol for the extra kicker for those. So yeah, you got to be a little bit careful because yeah, obviously ETH will and Sol will crash a lot harder, but you also have the upside potential there. So just think of it as a leverage trade without leverage. So there, yeah, be careful. ETH's in a pretty good position here. It's looking pretty good. I don't know what half these lines are, but anyway, this looked like shit the other day. So yeah, I was definitely not. Just didn't do the same as Bitcoin. We didn't get that run up, although, like I said before, it's a high beta play, so you get a 25% run basically. Sometimes it's good to take some chips off the table. Really missed this swing fail. I was really hoping we would get a lovely little swing fail up there and just be an absolute, just with absolute confidence then that that this was going to turn around. Never would have expected it to dump like that, obviously, but yeah, you can see here we got a little bit of a head and shoulders thingy happening there. So yeah, once it starts losing strength like that, start getting a bit cautious. It's always hard to know because you might, we were trending up nicely. We've broken trend, a bit of a backside retest there, even though my drawing's pretty shit. Don't worry about that. So yeah, that's but look, I'm still thinking, look, we've got the CME gap in here now as well for ETH, and even though the previous one I think had been cleared, I'll have to go back and check that. Should have done that before. But yeah, we're gonna, if this doesn't come down here, we're gonna have this gap. You can see we just bounced off the 18-day rolling. That is my, let's have a bit of a love affair with the 18-day for ETH. So, oh, not quite there actually. Sorry, I was talking shit. The 18-day is, yeah, one of my favorite ones with ETH, and Solana as well. So Sol does trade on the 18-day rolling quite well as well. So just keep an eye out. Load up the rolling VWAPs. Have a look, back test which ones work best for each coin. So some work better on the 30-day. You can see ETH works pretty good on the 30-day as well. So we copped all this resistance up here, but then it yeah, broke back under, backside retest of the 18-day. So there you go. So just yeah, keep an eye out on those. And yeah, that's about it for the moment. So yeah, at the moment I'm pretty much all in. I've got a little bit of catch on the side. I'm going to wait for this to maybe come down and give us some sign down here. Pull back into some EMAs, hopefully swing fail the CME gap, and away we go. So as we got these gaps open, like I said, I'm still a bit nervous about us just returning back to fill those. So yeah, don't go balls and all in just yet. If you're not in now, just maybe hold out, wait for a sign. Let's get on low time frames now. All right, made some good trades on the weekend. I was just pissing about doing nothing. Around the house, got some alerts come through and thought I'd better quickly jump on the chart. So I've got a new indicator coming out shortly. I've been backtesting the shit out of it. So this is trying to replace the 2 screen system which I was running before with the cipher for the 3, the 5 and the 15 minute. So I've managed to jam them into one chart. So I'll just expand this so you can all have a look, and I'll get this cracking this week for you guys. The idea of this is to not make it so bloody hard to trade. So anyway, at the end of the day, I got into this trade. So I got out way too early, obviously, but this indicator gives you these ones down here. So you can set up the different levels that you want the cipher to basically trigger at. So you can see the colors match. If I, drawing all over the place. We'll go over here. So you can see the 3, the 5 and the 15 minutes is what I'm kind of looking for at the moment, and depending on the coin, you can adjust your trigger levels down here. So when they all get down here, so the 3 minutes got to come down here, the 5 minutes got to come down here, 15's got to come down here, and then once you get the cross of the 3, so if you remember from the old cipher chart, it has those two. It has a trigger level and then the main cipher. So once it crosses, you get one of these little dots. If that little dot is below this level here and everybody else is down at these levels, then it'll give you one of these little oversold indicators. And I've set this up as a strategy as well, so I can back test and tell it when to buy and sell, and it will give me some sort of stats. If we go in here, so with Bitcoin, you can see 60% profitable on one-to-one trades. So that's pretty good. So I'm finding if you get anything 66 to 70% for a one-to-one trade, you normally can throw in a couple of other variables and get some cracking trades out of that. So at the moment, this doesn't take into consideration the liquidity changes, but yeah, I'm going to try and incorporate that at some point as well, just to give this a bit of a higher hit rate, because I think there is a bit of correlation with that. It does include the liquidity hunter, so this indicator has a liquidity hunter going in the background as well, and it will drop in. So you've got to have all these things line up. You've got to have all 3 below the levels that you set. You've got to have the cross on the whatever the one is that you set up here. So this is the first one, so 3. So the 3 minutes got to get the cross. When it does that, it gives you that signal, and it also looks back and see if there's any high volume candles, and then that gives you the trigger. As you can see, first shot of this got stopped, second shot took it. So with a little bit of extra intelligence, you can work out what your levels are, because you can see that went off before we did the sweep of this level. Once we did actually do the sweep of this level, which I guess is the extra intelligence, then you can say, well, whether or not that was a good trade. So I traded this. I traded Bitcoin, ETH, Solana. They all triggered at a similar time, and I traded this up. Oh shit, I've got too much crap on my screen now. I'll drop this one down. I got in a little early because that's what I do. And as you can see, we've got a 3-hour trade out of that to the top. I chopped out fairly early. The other ones were better. So, oh fuck, I hate when it does that. Always does it. I don't know what it is. When you restart TradingView, for some reason it decides to freaking fill your chart up full of shit. So I got it over here somewhere. This double top, I just went, no, that's it. Or maybe in here, can't remember. So I scaled out here, took the rest of it, posted my channel that I was taking profits. In this case, would have been good to hold some. So I think at different stages of the market, I think it's good to hold on to a little bit. I think we're going to be, because we've got so much potential to run up now, I think it might be good to, if if you get in on any of these longs, I think it might be a good idea to hold a bit over. But you know, it's like I was just thinking this CME gap there Sunday, like weekend trading. I just thought, it's probably going to come down here anyway. So yeah. Anyway, got the pump. Oh, actually, you can see this is starting to top out. We got a bit of a nasty swing file there. If you're still in trades, you might want to take a little bit of profit here, actually. I doubt. Look, it swung the 18-day, tagged it nicely. Also got the 7-day now. I'd have to back test 7-day. I can't remember if that one's a useful one. If this just pisses about here, you've basically got head and shoulders, and we would just go down here somewhere. That might be it for the Sunday run. Yeah, you've got all the US people going to bed right now, so yeah, it might be nasty. Anyway, I'm trying to decide whether I stop the stream and start trading. I'll move on quickly. See, this is what I'm talking about every time. Why does it do that? Solana was the same. Got out here somewhere. As you can see, I was looking for another sweep here. Didn't really get the trigger. Sometimes you can get like a divergence situation. Nothing played here at all. So yeah, I completely missed that one. Just none of my setups showing me that was worth entering there at all. So can't really do much about that. And not through here either. So yeah, you'd have to look at a higher time frame. Maybe something else was setting up that would give you that indication. No volume. I really pumped it out of there though. So yeah, somebody wanted it. And you could probably just trade the EMAs, to be honest. We'll chat about those in a minute. But yeah, look, so Solana, I'll have to check the settings on there. So I play around the settings a little bit, but you can see here we're doing 84% on Solana with this strategy. And yeah, I don't know what the how far is that looking back? I think that's only looking back. So that's only looking back to the beginning of September. So that's 89% P&L from September. Just trading 1-to-1. Like, you can do better than 1-to-1 with this. But I just like to use that as the gauge, you know. So if you can get 80%, 84% hit rate 1-to-1, yeah, you don't need to do any better, really. That's good. So yeah, I will release this shortly. But this is exactly the same as the other setup with the 3, the 5, and the 15 that I've spoken about before. Oh, sorry, that was Sui, not Solana. I'm talking shit. Anyway, I did get onto Solana as well, and chopped out pretty early. Sorry, I'm sick of the dog. Fuck, I got the flu last week. That's why I didn't get on. And Critty and I went out on the weekend, got really pissed. A couple of other boys as well. So was actually just knocked me around pretty hard. And my immune system is trashed at the moment. I have no idea what's going on. I've never had such a bad recovery from the flu. Anyway, let's just keep going here and CME. Here we go. CME, where are you? Oh, it's just about to open. Anyway, let's I'll continue on. We'll come back to that in a second. Solana, I was talking about the 18-day Solana. Yeah, I'm just loving it. So just whack these on, back test them, throw on your other ones as well. Normally have them in here on us. The lines is a good one. Ends up with a lot of shit on your chart, but yeah, just start to look for these sort of things. You can see here, rolling VWAP, 18-day, and the developing quarterly lined up beautifully, and we get that sort of reaction off it. So that's that's tradable, guys. And look at this, previous daily. Oh, daily. Fuck. I never trade the dailies, but we do get a reaction off the daily. Sometimes a lower time frame, daily is good to have a look at. But yeah, I can't really tell you. You can see here I've got squiggles on the chart. I was waiting for this to give me the sign, but we just didn't really get a volume peak there. Yeah, just not enough there for me to enter there, which is a bit unfortunate. But anyway, she had a runner, and if I had a held, it would have been a good trade. So this is where kind of need to make these decisions on whether you hold a bit longer or not. In this case, it would have played out for a nice 12 Rs. So yeah, look, it's not going to work out every time. You probably understand my style. I normally throw in pretty hard at the start, often get stopped out, and then I will leave a substantial amount to run. But I've kind of changed that process over the last month, just because we weren't really running that hard from these entries. But now I'm expecting a pretty big run up over the next month. So let's hope it's October. It really is October, and we can, if we get any entries, any pullbacks, and any entries, we can just hold on to a few of those. So with this, like the other one, we really need everything to come down under here, and really get, and then we get that get a high volume candle, and then we'll get the trigger. So yeah, back testing this. What are we on the 3 minute? I can't say I actually know what the settings are. So anyway, I play around with the settings with these different levels, and normally find the one that's gives me the most profitable. It'll actually work on the 5 minute pretty good as well. So yeah, 70% P&L just on 1-to-1 trades. So that's a pretty good hit rate, guys. I might actually be shorting too. I might turn that off. Hang on, let's see. No, these are just longs. So just longs. So I will release that shortly. So this is the first. I knew this was working, but I never had set up the strategy tester. So now that I've got that going, I've been working on this. B&B is a bit of a shit. Doesn't quite work for B&B, even though it says 63% profitable trades, are only a 10% improvement over that period of time. So that means we're getting we're just not really hitting them as hard. There's just less opportunity, basically. So I've tweaked around with the variables for B&B, can't quite get it to work for me, so I'd have to use another trading style. But look, B&B at the moment, it is just an absolute beast. 5 minute grinders, mate. Just, if you can get onto something like this, you can just play this all day long and you can make shit tons of money. Basically, selling the tops, buying back in, selling the tops, buying back in. You can do it all day long, and it is great if you can get one of these. So I've been trying to work a system to identify when it's going to do this, and I haven't been able to put my finger on it. So yeah, this is starting to look like shit too. As you can see, EMAs, we're starting to roll over here, guys. We've given the nice little swing fail, had another little peak. You basically are ugly head and shoulders there. We're below the EMAs, everything's turning over. I think we might get a deeper pullback. Probably have to go to a higher time frame chart, have a quick look where we're going to go for some order blocks. Let's go to the 1 hour. Oh, there's no excellent order blocks in there. but we do have them all the way back here. Oops, shit. There is one just there. We do have an order block in here. And a little fair value gap there. If she gets back down here, guys, I'm going to have a crack, I think. I'm going to have a crack. Let's see how that goes. Alright, so that's when it pulls back in this order block, guys, at 12:35. Start looking for a sign to get in. Little swing fail, high volume, liquidity grab, something to give you the sign that this is going to reverse. Otherwise, yeah, it ends up being a pretty risky trade, but we may go a bit deeper. Depends what happens with the rest of the market. Anyway, say is another one. I've been trading with this. I can't remember how shit this is. I haven't got it set up properly. Looks like dog shit. But I don't know what I've done with the variables on that one, so I might have to have a tweak of that. It's still a little down thrust there, wasn't? That's not too bad. I wonder if it's gonna have another crack. It's interesting. Anyway, say can be good or it can be an absolute fucking bitch. So basically, this is why this isn't looking good. It just tried to get in so many times here on the way down. So yeah, some coins just don't work with this. So that's why I wanted to set up the strategy tester, just so that you can get an idea. You can't just apply it across anything and hope for the best. Split scanners, so let's have a look at Liquidity Hunter. I did actually jump on a couple the other day. It was a fart coin on the weekend. A few others. Look, everything went in this dump was triggering off, so you can't really say that it was a good signal or a good thing. But look, when if this comes back down here, and we get the Liquidity Hunter trigger, that is going to be a gold entry. All right, and you got things like this. You've got the developing quarterly. You've got, what's SD2? That must be date anchored VWAP. Don't know why I've got that set up. Yeah, so have I got rollings on here? No, I don't have the rollings on. Rolling VWAPs can take a little bit of time to compute just because they've got to go back and do a lot of calculations. So it can be a bit of a pain in the ass if you're flicking through a lot of coins that I often do with the Liquidity Hunter. Anyway, let's go. What do we got? 30 minutes. What's going on here? Current time interval. I really need to get these other triggers off my 30 minutes so I can look at it properly. Yeah, I don't know why I've got so many fucking things on the chart. Alright. I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, we're not going to have anything until we get back down here. You're going to get some tops coming in like this. So I'll turn the labels off. That's why. Yeah, so you can see we had a stack of alerts come in there, stack of alerts coming in there. There's just crazy events happening at the moment. So yeah, you just need to be a bit cautious. But look, that looks like it needs a pullback, to be honest. So what are we on? IMX. IMX is coin I love to hate. I bought way too much of this shitcoin and it has gone nowhere. So yeah, really hate IMX. Anyway, hopefully we get some pumps out of here. Let's it might just continue on. I think this is a good time when we just get the grinders happening. I've got my grinders chart. Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright. Let's have a look at this. My grinders. Useless. Useless absolute beast. Alright, she's pulled back pretty hard now. I think that that's a good sign that the run's over. When you've got the fastest moving coin having an easy fit like that, you're gonna have something. Let's see if we've got any others. Geez, it hasn't run that hard for that long for quite some time. Oh, it's a bit hard to gauge, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, get your alerts on for Liquidity Hunter. We might find something pop up. There might be a couple of good ones that pull back into those areas. 5-minute grinders, Fartcoin, absolutely smashing it. What the hell? 30% up on Fartcoin over the weekend. That is nice. Wow. Oh, except I'm down so much on Fartcoin. I don't want to talk about it. Couple of them, Tao, whatever you want to call it, SPX 6900. So we're kind of coming into this area where things are just going to keep grinding up. So yeah, get on the 5-minute chart, get your EMAs out. This one here, not that one. Oh shit. Here are Market Masters MAs. That's the one you want. So yeah, just look for pullbacks. Try and find, this is a bit of a shit one actually. But you know, you can get a pullback like that. Maybe you put your stop down there, get in there. There you go. You've already got 1-to-1 in there, right? And you can just start moving your stops through these. So once you start moving up like this, move your stop up, and then as it keeps moving up, every time you pull back in, you can buy a bit. Every time you get extended out, you can sell a bit, and just keep running it like that. If you can get onto them, it works out really well. But as you can see, sometimes it's hard to grab one. These guys just marked up super hard, so it's not really the exact situation. I think once it settles down a bit, we should be good. Anyway, I'm not going to go through all those because that's going to get boring. Anyway, guys, yeah, scalps should be back on shortly. I think we're going to have a little pullback here, but anything can happen. And to be honest, like, we could just pull back into the EMAs here and just come straight back out. But anyway, that's starting to lose momentum, and yeah, don't go longing the balls and all in right now. Just wait to see if we get a break and retest, or we get a dump down and some sort of swing fail. I think that's about all you can do at the moment. As usual, I'm making this video at a very shit time in the market. Mondays just seems to be the worst time. I don't know why I'm doing these on a Monday. Anyway, it's just good to have a look at where the CME gaps are and stuff like that, I guess, is what the original plan was. But yeah, we seem to have had some gaps left really open lately, and that's about all. Anyway, guys, I hope that fucking worked. Otherwise, I've just been talking for half an hour for no reason. Anyway, yeah, we'll speak to you later. Have fun, and